If you're a user of Python, we have modules for Python on Polaris, and I'll cover those in this video. This isn't a Python tutorial, but we want to give users easy access to TensorFlow and PyTorch, MPI for Pi, modules that require custom building on our systems, right? TensorFlow and PyTorch, for them to use the GPUs that we have on Polaris properly, need to be built with the drivers and the CUDA toolkit for those devices. And for MPI to operate properly, just as we showed with the C++ compilation of MPI applications, you need to compile against the custom Cray and HPE MPI modules that we have on our system. So we've done that for you, put them into Conda environments so that it's a contained environment that houses the PyTorch, TensorFlow, JAX, and MPI modules for you to utilize. And so I'll talk about that quickly. We are, again, in the ALCF Beginner's Guide, down in Polaris, and now in the O3 Python environment module here. In order to utilize these environments, you're going to use a Conda module. So Conda is just a package manager like pip for Python environments. And so I'm going to bring up my terminal here. I'll make this a little bigger so you can see. And you can see all there are multiple Conda modules available. If you do module avail Conda, you'll see the various ones. This is the one that's loaded by default if you just do module load Conda. So we'll do that. So module load Conda. So that puts Conda in our environment. Conda uses environments in their own lingo to modularize the environment so that you isolate yourself from the system and other possible installed environments. So we have to activate our environment. We can activate the default environment by just running conda activate. And conda always adds a little prefix to your command line here so that you can see that you're in this base module's environment. So remember that this was the default load, so we append the date, and this date represents when that Conda environment was built, so probably has the most recent version of PyTorch that we can build, and TensorFlow, and so on. And you can also check those by doing things like conda list, which lists the installed modules. So you'll be able to see what Python modules are installed there. So you can see Torch, it's running 1.12 in this release, 2.10 of TensorFlow. If we look at MPI for Pi, that one will also show up here. You can see NumPy, Numba. So there's MPI for Pi 3.1.3. So you can see all the versions that are installed in the module. Now, if you want to adjust or install your own things on top, a simple thing to do if you're only adding lightweight modules that don't really take up a lot of space is you can use pip install-user, and that's going to install the packages into your home.local and then down in lib, and then based on the Python version. So you can see I've actually done this in quite a few different Python versions. Based on the Python version that's in this module, so if we do Python, you can see this is Python 3.8. So in this case, those modules would have ended down in this directory. And we can just go ahead and see what I had installed there. 3.8 and site packages. Okay, so at some point I had loaded up the image data loader module into my home area with pip install -- user. So it would look like this, and then whatever module you're trying to install. So this installs into your home directory in this, kind of obscure location, small modules that you might want to add to the environment. Now, if you're really going to do a lot of heavy changes to your environment, you might want to make a sub environment, and you can do that with virtual environments, virtualenv, which I'm sure many people are familiar with, or you can just do a Conda clone. And this does a complete copy of the Conda environment into a place that you have write access to. And so at that point, you can do pip installs just like you would on your laptop or whatever machine you have control of, and it would install those packages into that Conda environment. And in both of these cases, they use the activate nomenclature. In vivenv, it's actually just a bash shell, or it's a shell script that's down in the binary directory. In Conda, it's a command similar to ours where we ran conda activate, but in this case we do conda activate and then the path to the clone that we created. So we can demonstrate that quickly.